All right, today I want to talk about a topic that's a little more vulnerable to me. I also have no notes on this, so this is going to be off the dome again, which I find is a more authentic way to do things, kind of a way I like to do things better, but that's besides the point. I want to talk about the idea of waiting or asking for permission from people despite them never knowing they need to give it to you. This is an issue that was apparent throughout my adolescence and growing up, going throughout high school and college. I was somebody who was waiting for permission to do things, and I didn't even know it. So I'll start with a little backstory. When I was a kid, I was a super creative kid. Um, you kind of fall into a certain type of personality growing up. You're either brilliant in, math, the sciences, arts. I was in the arts. I was not necessarily good at making pictures and drawing, but it was all I wanted to do. And above all else, like above my ability, I just had a vision. When it came to, I mentioned in one of these videos before that I used to make videos when I was a kid. When it came to those videos, I would just always have an idea. I would make comics with my friends as a kid. I would always just have these ideas of like stories I wanted to make and things I wanted to do. I wasn't necessarily the best at executing them, which, I'm not trying to say I was like some crazy good artist or anything, but I just always had a creative vision and still do, right? But I think part of this is where my light came from, right? Like being so creative and being so positive all the time when I was a kid was my light. My mom always used to say like I was a light. And then throughout, middle school and high school, it became apparent that this light was dimming because I no longer wanted to do the creative things I wanted to do. Or if I did, it would be behind the scenes, right? I didn't want people to know that I was doing them necessarily. I was afraid of judgment. Yeah, I was afraid of judgment, as anybody is in high school. I don't blame myself for anything for holding back a little bit because that's kind of how high school is. Looking back on it, of course, I wish I had done things a little differently, but that's just how high school is. I don't really blame myself. But I think it's important to note that throughout these moments of creativity in high school that I held down, they did everything they possibly could to come up. For example, if I had a creative story that I wanted to execute, I would write it down and I would be a writer, but I would just never do anything with it. If I had an idea for a video, I would also write it down. I would also think about it relentlessly, but just never really did anything with it and it would fizzle out. My sophomore, junior year, I think it was, or it might have been my freshman year of high school. It was like TikTok just came out and my friends and I actually made a video that went super viral on my account and I got like a bunch of followers from it. It almost felt like it was my past creative impulses coming out again. And it felt really good because it felt like that was aligned more so with what I wanted to do, not the video itself, but just the creating, right? And the idea of like posting on a social media platform. Vine was my shit. I used to love Vine back when that was a big thing. But I guess my point with that is like, it really only felt acceptable to do that because my friends who I made that video with were making it with me, and it felt like I had like permission, you know what I mean? Even though I didn't think or I didn't ask or I didn't feel like I may have not at the time felt like I needed it. I was holding back until everybody thought it was acceptable to do those things. And then when I realized, oh, it's acceptable to do it, I started making them, and I made a few more videos I remember with my friends, and then it just kind of fizzled out. But it felt good because it felt like I was doing something that I wanted to do. But when it started fizzling out, nobody wanted to do it. We stopped doing it. It's not like I went on my own and kept doing it. And then college came around, and that's really an apparent time to start, figuring out what it is that you want to do in life. And I still really had no idea. I was kind of in a major that I didn't want to study necessarily. Very interesting topics, very interesting stuff, and I enjoyed studying it, but I don't know if that's where my career where I wanted to take my career. But same idea, you're around an arguably more judgmental group of people, and doing the things like this, like YouTube, were just not something I wanted to do. Not because I didn't want to do it, but because of the fear of judgment. And so again, right, when I didn't even realize it, but I was waiting for permission from someone to be able to do the things that I wanted to do. And I'm not saying this made me a worse person because of it. I'm not saying I wasn't fulfilled or I wasn't happy, because I was pretty happy throughout college. I enjoyed my college experience, but I definitely was not utilizing the maximum capabilities of myself. And then fast forward to present day, and I realized, like, who am I holding back for? I want to sit down and make these videos. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy thinking of a video to make, and this is what I want to do, right? And I don't know the exact path I want to take it on yet, but who am I waiting for to do this, right? Why would I still be waiting for people to make these videos if that's what I want to do? I heard something once, and I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but it's something along the lines of if you have a passion, if you have something you know you want to do, it'll keep poking its head up until you actually do it and start to do it. And I think that's what was really apparent with video making, because as I explained throughout my childhood and then high school, and then now, it just kept popping up in my mind with this relentless, annoyance, I guess. Like this voice in my head just saying, like, it'd be cool to do that. Like these ideas kept coming back to me, and my creative vision wouldn't sit still. And then, now my brother finally did it. He started posting videos, and then shortly after I did. And you're probably thinking, like, wait, you were waiting for permission in the same sense when your brother did it, which is true, I guess, to some degree. Maybe when my brother did it, it was like, okay, like maybe I can do this, which is still a habit I'm trying to work out of, right? It's not like an easy thing to do, I guess. It's just like kind of programmed into me, which I need to work on. But as you can see, like, I've continued to do it, and I've been posting. This will be 55 videos now, 55 videos straight, with 0 people's permission to post these videos. And I can say that confidently. I know for a fact that what I'm doing comes from the heart, and what I'm doing is fully what I want to be doing. So I'm not worried about what anybody else says or thinks about these, and I'm just going to keep doing this because it's genuinely what I want to do. So if you've been watching thus far, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me, because to know that what was once a childhood dream is something that people are enjoying watching is really special. It's very special. And if you're somebody that waits for people's permission, whether you're in high school, college, or post-grad, whatever it may be, you don't need anybody's permission but your own. If you want to do something, just do it, because you'll waste these years thinking about what could have been if you did do it. And as you grow up, it'll just continue. So don't push back that light that's coming through, and make sure that you act on it. Thank you for watching.